Amos 9:9 says, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. Like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. There's going to be a terrible shaking that is just ahead, and Satan is trying to pull apart our church. Notice that Jesus is the rock. Now, he's called the cornerstone. What does that mean? That he was the cornerstone that was disallowed? Well, you know the story perhaps that when they built the second temple, they were looking around for a suitable rock upon which to set the main weight of this building. And there was one rock that was really weathered looking, and it was really cumbersome, and it didn't look like it would withstand much, and it was just a bother and a nuisance. And they saw all these nice rocks that they thought these would make good cornerstones, and they tested them with large weights, and they cracked. And this one just, you know how it is in construction, you need that space, and you just keep bumping that, can't get the material around this big rock and move it from one place to another. You're just like, what are we going to do with this? They couldn't find a cornerstone, so they tested that rock of stumbling, and they found that it was weathered for a good reason. It had withstood many storms because of its strength. And so they used it, and that became the cornerstone for the temple. And so Christ, just similarly, he didn't look like much, and yet there was something solid in him. And our church needs to be built upon the solid rock of Jesus Christ. Individually, we as stones need to be built upon this foundation. Verse 5, ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, of 1 Peter chapter 2, an holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God by Jesus Christ. There is nothing that God has given us to do, but that we cannot rest upon Christ, and He will not crack, but He will support us. We can be sure that there's no temptation that is given to us. There's no difficulty, there's no challenge, there's no sickness that is too devastating that it will crack the foundation upon which we are if we build on Jesus Christ. It's glorious news. We can lean on Him. Satan is trying to overcome this church. He is not going to succeed.